Alex, I really want to buy real estate, but I am stuck with analysis paralysis. Well, don't worry, Stacy, because this problem is extremely common, and while there is lots of content to tell you how to get over this, I'm going to tell you why it's more important to know that you are never going to get over this. So you've been studying for real estate over a year, you've been analyzing deals, you've been networking, you listen to all the Bigger Pockets podcasts, you've been listening or asking questions on the forums, you've read all the books, and you're still scared while your peers are having success. How can you feel ready? Well, you don't. You never feel ready. That's the truth. You won't ever feel ready to buy your first property. Video complete. Here's the deal. Most of your worry is just fear of the unknown, of which there is no fix. So you're always going to have that anxiety when you do something new. There is no way around it. The good news is, as soon as you do something even once, the fear almost evaporates. Jumping out of airplanes is infinitely less scary the second time than the first. Making these YouTube videos was super scary the first time. Now it's still scary, but less so. It really just is that first one that's really worrisome. Once you really know something and you know it like the back of your hand, once it becomes repetitive, the fear is gone forever. Repetition is the ultimate destroyer of fear. In fact, consider the opposite. Ever get so comfortable that you don't respect the risk enough? Guns, extreme sports, drugs? All the fun stuff gets dangerous the less scared of it you get. Real estate is the same way. Yeah, I know it's exciting and it comes with all this mystical, glamorous drama, but as you do more and you get better and you do it repeatedly, it'll become mundane like anything else. Point is, stop building it up to be something more than it has to be. Don't be more afraid of it than you have to be. As I always say, risk is to be managed, never feared. To help you solve this problem, I'm going to invoke the greatest analogy for this problem that has ever been used, assuming you're familiar with Indiana Jones. If you don't know who Indiana Jones is, then you have my utmost sympathies for having been denied such awesomeness. And if you don't like Indiana Jones, then there's nothing I or anybody else can do to help you. Spoiler alert! Circa 1989, Indiana Jones and his dad go off on this little vacation to find the Holy Grail because, well, who wouldn't want it? To get the Holy Grail, you have to go through 3 tests, and the last of these tests is to cross this giant, bleak, black cavern of death. It does not look promising when he comes upon it. So he looks across this chasm of certain death and he says, no one can jump that.
Nobody can jump this.
And he's most certainly right, nobody can jump that, but he's got this little book with him and it's got some hints on how to pass the tests. And the book says, take a leap of faith.
It's a leap of faith.
Okay, the analogy here is a little messy because you do kind of need to take a leap of faith, but you know, like get some good underwriting too, right? So he gets this chasm and he figures, well, I traversed on this epic long journey and I got here and I survived the first 2 tests and my why for being here is sound, and at some point you just gotta take a leap, baby. Also, there are Nazis back there and if he's gonna kill him and his dad if he doesn't do this. So I personally recommend that you have better incentive systems, but you know, this could work too. So he looks out and he puts his hand on his heart and he sticks his foot out in this ridiculous way that still to this day, I don't understand why he did it that way. And he takes a step onto almost certain death. Oh my God, were you nervous? I'm always so nervous. Oh my God. So what saves him? A bridge? Specifically built in advance so that the person can travel the chasm safely while allowing it to still look scary. The analogy here is dead on because buying a property does have risk, but because he couldn't see the bridge at first, it seemed way scarier than it actually was. The bridge is your due diligence, underwriting, and risk mitigation built beforehand, and it will save you in the same way. It's important to note that if you do not do those things correctly, they will not save you. At least, no matter how crappy of a deal you buy, stepping into a chasm of black death is always worse. Now, before you go up and blindly buy the first deal you come across just because Alex said, "Suck it up, buttercup," know that my intent is to help you make one change to this purchase process, which is to reduce your unnecessary fear. You still need to do ample due diligence. You're still gonna pass on way more deals than you buy, and you still have to account for all the risks. The point is that after you've done all of those things successfully, you're still not gonna feel ready. You still need to take a leap of faith. I don't want to encourage anybody to get overeager and just go buy a deal. In fact, that's the last thing I want. I just know that there are a lot of people out there, Stacy, who get analysis paralysis, and so many times they get in their own way, and I just think it'll help to explain people that not feeling ready is perfectly normal. Lastly, one thing that Indiana Jones does once he crosses the bridge is he throws sand on it to help the next person pass safely. He doesn't have to do this, and actually the next person that uses that is the Nazis, so maybe he messed up. The intent is clear though. He reduced the risk for the next person by providing a safer pathway than when he crossed it. And that's why I make my content and my videos, to make your life easier so that I can be like Indiana Jones